All right, so if you're a leader trying to figure out this whole AI thing, you know it can feel like you're trying to drink from a fire hose, right? Well, today we're going to cut through all that noise. We're laying out a clear, simple roadmap to help you pick the right AI tools for your team. Let's dive in, and we're starting with just how big this challenge really is. So, first things first, let's just wrap our heads around the scale of this. Right now, there are over 10,000, yes, 10,000 AI vendors on the market. That's not a typo. It's just a massive, incredibly crowded, and honestly pretty confusing marketplace. And you know, this quote really just hits the nail on the head. It's a total double-edged sword. On one hand, you've got these incredible opportunities, but on the other, it's so easy to get caught up in the hype and fall for empty promises. So the real question is, how do you find the stuff that actually works? That's the big one, right? And that's what we're talking about when we say AI tool overload. Look, this isn't just some headache for your IT folks to deal with. This is a super high-stakes business challenge. If you get this wrong, you're looking at wasted money, wasted time, and some serious security risks. And when we say the stakes are massive, we are not kidding. The global AI market is worth almost $200 billion. Think about that. With that kind of money pouring in, the pressure on you to just do something with AI is huge. But that just makes the need to choose wisely even more critical. Okay, so with all that, where do you even begin? Well, the answer isn't with a flashy demo or some long list of features. Nope, the smartest way to start is by looking inward. You've got to start with your team's problems, your pain points. I love this quote because it's just so true. You can have the most advanced, most powerful AI tool in the world, but if it doesn't actually solve a real-world problem for your business, it's just a really expensive toy. You gotta know the why before you even think about the what. And this is a perfect example of what we mean. One size does not fit all. Just look at this. What your marketing team needs from AI, like creating content, is worlds away from what your finance team needs it for, like spotting fraud. The tool has to be right for the job, period. All right, so you've nailed down your specific problem. Now comes the hard part, right? How do you sift through those thousands of options? What you need is a framework, a system. So here it is, a simple but really powerful 5-point checklist you can use for any AI solution you're looking at. And here are the 5 big ones: ease of use, integration and scalability, cost and ROI, vendor reputation, and of course, security. Now, think of these as dominoes. They're all connected. You can't just skip one, because if you do, the whole thing can fall apart down the line. So let's start with number 1, and this one is so important: ease of use. I mean, think about it. If a tool is confusing or a pain to use, your team just won't use it. They'll find workarounds, and poof, your entire investment is gone. Adoption is literally everything. Okay, next up, integration and scalability. The big question here is, will this tool actually play nice with the systems you already have? And maybe more importantly, can it grow with you? You don't want a solution that works today but hits a brick wall the second your company grows. You've got to think long-term here. All right, let's talk about the money. It is so tempting to just look at the upfront price tag, but that's like looking at the tip of the iceberg. You have to consider the total cost of ownership. That means training, support, maintenance, the whole shebang. And you need to weigh that cost against actual measurable benefits, not just fluffy promises like better productivity. And remember this, when you pick an AI tool, you're not just buying software. You're getting into a long-term relationship with the company that made it, so you have to do your homework. Go beyond their shiny website. Dig into independent reviews, find case studies with real numbers, and see what people are saying about their customer support. A good partner is worth its weight in gold. And this brings us to our final point. And look, this one is just non-negotiable: security. It's not just another feature on a list, it's the absolute foundation. A data breach could be devastating for your business, so you have to be sure that any tool you're even considering meets all the necessary compliance standards and has rock-solid enterprise-grade security. Okay, so you've gone through the 5-point checklist, you've got a front runner, it looks good, but hold on. Before you go and sign a massive multi-year contract, there is one more essential step. You've got to test it out. The smart play is always to run a small-scale pilot first. And the pilot process is actually pretty straightforward.
First, you define what success even looks like. Then, you run a small test with a select group of users and your real data. Then, and this is key, you get their honest feedback. If everything checks out, then you can scale up. And you can do it with confidence because you know it actually works.
So, how do you know if the pilot was a success? Well, it's two things. You need the hard numbers, the quantitative stuff. Did you actually save X hours per week? But just as important is the human side, the qualitative feedback. Was it easy to use? Did the team genuinely find it helpful? The goal here is to see real, tangible results within about 3 to 6 months. So all these things we've talked about, the checklist, the pilot projects, they're all incredibly important, but they all point to one single guiding principle. This is the mindset that really separates a successful AI rollout from an expensive mistake. And it's this simple. It's business first, tools second, always. Let your actual business goals drive your tech choices, not the other way around. It's so easy to get distracted by the latest shiny new toy, but you have to stay laser focused on solving the real problems your business is facing. So, for just a moment, forget about all the demos and the sales pitches. Your real journey with AI doesn't start with a tool. It starts with a question, a simple, honest question about what your business really needs. So what's yours?